over the past couple of days, we've seen a lot of good basketball. Watching a lot of NBA Cup play. But there's a lot of teams that have been standing out to me recently, so I want to talk a lot about basketball right now. First game, Warriors taking down the Utah Jazz. I got to watch a little bit of this game. My biggest shout out I want to give is to Buddy Hield off the bench. 20 points, 4 of 8 from 3, 8 of 13 from the field. Had a really solid game overall. Buddy Hield brought that offensive spark we need off the bench. But if you look at the plus-minus point differential, the biggest impact player on the Warriors was once again rookie Will Richard. In only 22 minutes, he only had 9 points, 6 rebounds, 2 steals, plus 29 point differential when he was on the court, compared to a guy like Guy Santos with a minus 14. Really cool to see how Will Richard's fit has been with this Warriors team to start the year. Steph Curry with a 31-point game. Jimmy Butler with 18 points on just 11 shots, 7 assists. You can see we really pulled away from this game in the second and third quarter. 41-20 outscoring the second, 39-29 in the third. As for the Utah Jazz, still not too much to talk about. It's nice seeing Ace Bailey get back and find his rhythm more offensively. He's had a tough start to the season, shooting 45% on 10 points a game. But since being inserted into this starting lineup now, over guys like Kyle Filipowski or Bryce Sensabaugh, I've really liked his fit. I think his shot-making ability is only going to get better, and he looks really comfortable out there. So shout out to the Keontae George, Ace Bailey backcourt. Outside of that, not too much to talk about in terms of the Utah Jazz. The Pistons continue their win streak. I believe they're up to 13 wins in a row atop the Eastern Conference. Cade Cunningham with a 24-point, 11 rebound, 6 assist game and a 5-point win in Indiana over the Pacers. It's cool seeing all the guys on this team and all the guard play that they have, because this was a team that just a couple of years ago we were wondering what is the guard rotation alongside Cade Cunningham going to look like. Jaden Ivey came back, only had to play 12 minutes but got up 10 shots, looked really, really aggressive. Laces out, hopefully it does. 13 teams to go, hopefully it does soon. But Asar Thompson, 31 minutes, being a defensive menace. We know what Asar Thompson brings. Duncan Robinson bringing the floor spacing, even with missing a lot of his shots. But what I'm noticing, Karis LeVert, shot creation off the bench. Dennis Jenkins, shot creation off the bench. Jaden Ivey, he'll probably be inserted back into that starting lineup once he's fully healthy. Shot creation alongside. That's all you could ask for from this Pistons team in the guard rotation, is to have other shot creators alongside your, kind of do-it-all point guard. I will say, though, if this Pistons team really wants to establish an identity and win out East, I think you got to replace Tobias Harris and possibly replace Duncan Robinson with other better forwards, when especially they go up against teams like the Knicks, the Bucks, the Cavaliers. I get worried about their front court depth. Jalen Duren has probably been my most improved player this year. 20 points, 12 rebounds, shooting the ball incredibly well. Duren's been incredible. But when I look at Tobias Harris, this is the team I want to get Anthony Davis. I can't lie. I want to see Anthony Davis in this starting lineup alongside Duren, Cade, and Asar. That would be awesome. Big business. Happy early Thanksgiving. I hope you have a great holiday week and season. Jets for 25 in the rookies. You got yourself a deal. Done right now. There you go, Select Mega. Appreciate you. And then Select Mega, just so you know, you just got a couple entries into the giveaway that we are running today on stream. I'll get you 3 entries, since I'll round up for you. 3 entries to you for taking down the Jets in that group break. Going back to basketball, though, the Toronto Raptors are sitting right behind the Detroit Pistons on a big win streak for Toronto. And it's really been a do-it-all. I can't lie, it's really been a do-it-all for the Toronto Raptors. It doesn't feel like it's really one player. I know in this game against Cleveland, it was a Brandon Ingram show. 30 shots, 11 three-pointers, 7 rebounds. When you look at this team, Scotty Barnes is always guarding the best defender. Definitely going to be on my all-defensive ballot at the end of the year is Scotty Barnes. They had no RJ Barrett in this game, but Grady came off the bench, played terrible. Oh my gosh. But Jamal Shed off the bench had a great game. Mamu has been one of those underrated pickups. Sandro Mamu. Remember this name. Dude was drafted in the second round in 2021, but man, he can do it all. He's one of those centers that you just like to have off your bench because he can do anything you need him to in a game. Shoot the 3, get rebounds, pass the ball. He's been a very underrated pickup, really been their sixth man all year long. And that's crazy thinking over Grady, the 9th overall pick, Jamal Shed, Ochai Agbaji. It's been Mamu who's brought the biggest impact for them off the bench. As for the Cleveland Cavaliers, Donovan Mitchell struggled in a game with no Jared Allen, no Darius Garland. That's going to be tough. But Donovan Mitchell's sneakily having one of the best seasons of his career. 30 points a game, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, shooting 50% from the field. I've been saying it though, Cleveland is going to be limited until they really make a change in their lineup or they get really healthy and hot at the right time. Knicks take down the battle of, New York in Brooklyn. Not much to say about this game. Good job for Jordan Clarkson coming off and bringing that spark plug offense off the bench. Karl-Anthony Towns, though, 37 points on 20 shots. We love to see that. 12 rebounds. You love that. No, CWSO3. There is 5 rookie cards in the half case, and then 1 jersey. 5 football rookie cards, and then 1 jersey is how the break is made up. As for the Brooklyn Nets, Jaeger Demon keeps shooting, I guess. I don't understand why he keeps taking all these threes. He keeps missing these threes. I got to see what he's shooting from the field this year because that three-point percentage, 34% on 5 attempts has been terrible. But he's a guy I do believe in. The more I've watched him play, the more I believe in him. Shout out Noah Clowney, though. 31-point game in the loss. Going on to the guy that I've been talking about him all year. He's been so impactful to this Miami Heat team. Kel'el Ware. 20 points, 18 rebounds. They're really starting to utilize this double big lineup with Bam and Kel'el Ware, and it's really working. I know Bam didn't hit any threes in this game, but a close win at the end of the game. Klay Thompson hit a couple of good threes late in this one. Simone Fontecchio got a beautiful and one in this game. But overall, if there's going to be no Anthony Davis and there's going to be no Kyrie Irving, it's going to be very difficult for this Mavericks team to compete, especially against good coach teams like the Miami Heat. And Tyler Hero returned. I believe this was his first game back. Let me double check that. Yeah, first game back, came right in. 12 of 18 shooting. Didn't take any threes. He really wasn't settling. He was getting to the rim, getting to his mid-range floater game. Not being a playmaker, he filled right into that Norman Powell role that we talked about earlier in the season, with Powell being out with a left groin injury and Wiggins being out with a left hip injury. So good win there for the Miami Heat. Keeps them 6 games above 500 now, and they are 8-1 at home. Remember, if someone has to go to Miami in a playoff series in the NBA, no one's going to want to go to Miami because this team is very good at home. Nikola Jokic continues showing why he's the best player in the world. He only took 9 shots on a road win that they won by 10. 17 points, 10 rebounds, 16 assists, 2 steals. Biggest takeaway, though, is it's awesome to finally see better bench production out of this Denver Nuggets team. We've been waiting for bench production to happen. 13 points, Tim Hardaway bringing some shooting off the bench. Jonas Valanciunas, not just, look at that. He was a +9 in the game. When was the last time we saw a Denver Nuggets center not named Nikola Jokic have a plus in a game? It feels like it's been years, so shout out Jonas Valanciunas for bringing valuable minutes. Peyton Watson, since he's been in the starting lineup, has been really good. Kind of doing exactly what the team needs him to. He's shooting the 3-ball aggressively, rebounding the ball well. He's been a part of that system now for a couple of years, and Peyton Watson feels like he's finally becoming a winning player in this Denver Nuggets organization. As for the Grizzlies, no Ja Morant. Going to be tough for them to win games. Jalen Wells has been very good in the absence of Ja Morant. He stepped in with that main offensive role. But you do want to see a little bit more out of guys like Jaren Jackson Jr. You want to see more out of Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who was in that Desmond Bane trade. Zach Edey, I believe he got injured early in this game, which kind of sucks. Yeah, questionable due to the migraine. Interesting. But I know he got out of that game pretty quickly. Blazers went into Milwaukee and took down the Milwaukee Bucks. No Giannis Antetokounmpo, as we know, so it's going to be hard for the Bucks to compete with no Giannis. Bobby Portis, still off the bench, played very valuable minutes. Ryan Rollins has been the steal of the year for this Milwaukee Bucks team. Triple G, how you doing, my friend? Welcome back in the stream. Ryan Rollins has been the starting point guard. They brought in Cole Anthony. They had Andre Jackson. They had A.J. Johnson, who they drafted and traded away. I really didn't know what that point guard rotation was going to look like from Milwaukee. Ryan Rollins has come in and said, I want to be the guy. I want to be the guy for Milwaukee. So 10 points. I know he had a bad game, but Ryan Rollins on the season is averaging 18 points a game, 6 assists. He's been very, very efficient, very good point guard for this team. But as for the Blazers, just an overall better win. Jeremy Grant wanted to take over this game. He proved he was the best player on the floor today. Denny Avdia was the all-around guy, the main gravitational pull on the court, but guys like Tumani Kamara, Donovan Clingan, and Jeremy Grant just played their roles really well alongside them and got them the win. Black Diamond Hockey Collector is at 18 teams to go. 14 of 32, 18 teams to go. Please make offers in the chat. I've got room. We can make deals happen on that Black Diamond group break. The Pelicans get their third win of the year against a healthy Chicago Bulls team. And this was really just an offensive shootout. Really just an offensive shootout. Zion, 29 points. Sadiq Bey, 20 points. Trey Murphy, 20 points. Look at every player that came off the bench for the Pelicans had a double-digit game. I feel like we've been saying this. It's not the talent that is on this Pelicans team that's losing them games. It's just the fact that it's the Pelicans. They have a losing culture, and the coaching has been really bad. They did fire Willie Green, and look at that. A couple days after firing Willie Green, they win their third game, which gets them to 2 home wins on the year. Shout out Michael Peavy, Bryce McGowens, Yves Messi, 14 points, 14 rebounds. Sadiq Bey with a 13 rebound game. Derek Queen not playing much in this matchup. I don't think it has anything to do with Derek Queen and more to do with just the matchup overall. Was more, a better matchup for a guy like Yves Messi than it was for Derek Queen against no center, as I'm seeing. Matas Buzelis or Patrick Williams start at center, while Jalen Smith got majority of the center minutes off the bench for Chicago. The Rockets beat the Phoenix Suns in a pretty convincing blowout, 114-92 in Phoenix. Shout out Amen Thompson, who's looked much more comfortable with the ball in his hands as the season's progressed. If you guys remember that game 1, I was really skeptical of how Amen's development was going to look at that point guard position. They put Reed Shepherd in the starting lineup, and look at that, Reed and him off each other. 8 assists, 5 assists, 5 assists for Sengun. No Kevin Durant, but they found their offense through to Amen Thompson. Something that I would like you guys to keep an eye on, though. Aaron Holiday, backup guard, got 27 minutes in this game. J.D. Davidson, backup point guard, if you remember J.D. Davidson out of Alabama, got himself 18 minutes. But a name, Tari Eason, DMP coach's decision, even in a blowout, tells me that he might not be a part of their long-term future. Don't be surprised if Tari Eason is not a part of this team's long-term future. I know he got hurt as well, so he's going to miss, I believe it's up to, 6 weeks, it said? Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks with that hip injury, but Tari Eason might be on the move after this year if he finds a team that's willing to pay him. As for the Phoenix Suns, not too much to say. They didn't really have any bench production. Isaiah Livers and Oso Ighodaro played a combined 43 minutes to combine for 2 points. It's going to be harder for your bench, to combine for 2 points and you win the game. The Timberwolves keep finding ways to lose impactful end-of-game situations, which is really unlike an Anthony Edwards team. He put up 43 points, 29 shots, 11 threes. But this game came down to overtime. DeMar DeRozan, 33 points. Malik Monk, 22 points off the bench. Keegan Murray, 26 points, 14 rebounds. Keegan Murray's had a sneaky, very good year, averaging 19 points and 7 rebounds. I don't think anyone knows about Keegan Murray. They just came out the Kings and said everyone on the team is going to be willing to be traded other than Keegan Murray and Nick Clifford are going to be the 2 guys that this team wants to quote-unquote build around. As for a guy like DeMar DeRozan, he made all his free throws. Russell Westbrook, 7 points. Zach LaVine, 7 points. I want this Kings team to fire sale. I know that their keep winning games are at 5-13 now. They've won a couple games recently. Weird games, though. I did see the Rockets are rumored to be really, really trying to trade for Anthony Edwards. I wonder if Amen Thompson for Anthony Edwards swap would possibly be a thing that both teams would be interested in. But Timberwolves got to stop finding ways to lose these close games. I mean, Anthony Edwards dropping 43 points and you lose by 5 in overtime. Got to find ways for the other guys to step up late in the games. Last night we only had 3 games, all in-season tournament games, NBA group play. The Wizards beat the Atlanta Hawks. No Trae Young, but this Hawks team has been really good since Trae Young's been out. But last night, CJ McCollum said it. He said he watched Cars before the game with his daughter and said it was going to be a good night. 10 of 13 from 3, 17 of 25 from the field. Shout out Alex Sarr for backing him up, 27 points, 11 rebounds. Chris Middleton, all-around game. They really didn't have much point guard play because CJ McCollum was such a shot creator that Chris Middleton said, I got us. 12 assists, 7 rebounds, 2 turnovers for Chris Middleton. Great playmaking game. Bub Carrington off the bench added 10 points, but this was a blowout win from the start. Washington absolutely dominated that first quarter, wasn't missing, and never really looked back. Unfortunately, Atlanta did not have the offensive firepower late in this game to bring themselves back into it. Specifically, like guys like Luke Kennard coming off the bench did not really bring a spark. Dyson Daniels didn't get to scoring. I would love to see in a game that they start getting blown out, Risa Shea to say, I was the number 1 pick, let me take over. Still have not seen the progression I really wanted out of Zachary Risa Shea. He's only averaging 12 points a game. If you would have told me a year ago that he's averaging less points than Keegan Murray by 7 points, that should not be happening if you were the former number 1 overall pick. The Orlando Magic scored 86 points in the first half, specifically a 51-point second quarter in this game, and it's crazy to think this team has continued to look better and better and better without Paolo Banchero on the floor. Jalen Suggs goes down with the injury. No injury. I think he just came out of the game because Anthony Black had a career game. 31 points, 12 of 17 from the field, 3 assists. Career high for our friend Anthony Black over here. Anthony Black averaging more points than Zachary Risa Shea was just talking about. That should not be happening. But big win for the Orlando Magic. They absolutely came out and dominated this game from the start. Tyrese Maxey could not try and will this team, get this team's willpower to just win the game. But no Paul George, no Joel Embiid, no VJ Edgecombe. Gonna be tough for the Philadelphia 76ers to compete. And on the last game of the night, the Lakers win the Battle of LA. 17-point win for the Lakers over the Clippers. Cool because this was a 2-point game going into the fourth quarter. And then the Lakers just absolutely blew this game open in the fourth quarter behind Luka Doncic. 43 points, 13 assists, 9 rebounds. I saw he had over 20 points in the first quarter. Austin Reeves, an efficient 31 points on 16 shots. LeBron James, people have been questioning how LeBron's going to look when he comes back. 25 points on 15 shots, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, a plus 18 plus minus. He honestly was, in my opinion, the biggest difference maker in this game because Kawhi came back. In Kawhi's first game back in maybe over a month it's been since we've seen Kawhi Leonard really play basketball. And LeBron kind of dominated the forwards over there. I was really impressed with the starting lineup of the Clippers. I thought everyone played their role. Chris Dunn had a really good game. Harden did his stuff. Zubac with a 10-10 game. John Collins was shooting really confident, like catch and shoot threes. Love to see that out of a guy like John Collins, but if you look at the bench production, neither bench really did good, and it's going to come down to who's the best starter in the game. You got to bet on Luka Doncic. 43 points on 28 shots, 50% shooting, 13 assists. Some of those plays that he has, man, when he's like slow dribbling his way to the basket, feels like it's like 6 seconds that you have to guard this guy when you don't know anything he's going to do. He has got to be the most terrifying guard slash forward slash whatever you want to call Luka Doncic to guard in the NBA because when he's got the ball, specifically in pick and roll situations, he will just beat you. I mean, there's almost nothing you can do. He will just beat you. And now that Austin Reeves has become one of the most efficient scorers next to him, I believe Austin Reeves is still top 12 in the NBA in scoring, 28 points a game, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. He's also top 12 in assists per game. Best backcourt in basketball next to LeBron James is going to win you games at home against a struggling Clippers team. And that's going to do it for my review of the past couple days of basketball.